Alright guys, Shotty T here with another Alliance War video. This is season 18. This is war number 3 of the season. We lost the first two unfortunately, but this one we're going to try to turn it around. First fight we got Warlock against Blade, and I did pre-scout a lot of this the opponents. Half of the opponents had suicide, so that's just feeds right into Warlock there. We'll see Warlock in quite a few fights this war. But this is just a pretty straightforward fight. This parry take advantage of this suicide that he has to just continually degenerate to death. So that was a pretty straightforward fight there. So um, there you go. So the next fight here we're gonna have will be a thing. Now this one, unlike the other video I had Clairvoyant here, this is just a basic Quake fight. It's like a stun immune node fight in the first 20 seconds, then it turns into a stun fight. But either way, this is probably the easiest fight I had the whole war. Mistakes were made this war, but you'll see that in some of the later fights. But here again, just standard Quake and Shake here. Recognizing those combos, like I had mentioned in the previous videos. The second medium is where you really want to be able to prep the next heavy right away, especially if it's an odd ending combo, because those are the ones that kind of throw your timing off. But again, pretty straightforward. I mean, like I said, this Quaking did not come overnight. I did a lot of practicing, watching videos, Dork lessons, and then refined it. I was watching KT1's videos, Monash videos on Quaking. So really the first step is the Quake and Bake, and then the Quake and Shake. And of course, you want to make sure you get it down before you start bringing it into war. So again, the Winter Soldier fights, I think there's some stun immune paths in Act 5. I'm not sure off the top of my head, but I'll try to look for it especially in the next video. But we got that fight done. Next fight we have Human Torch versus Iron Man Infinity War. So this is almost like a staple at this point in time. Just using him on this node. So again, we do the double parry, the re-parry to get the incinerate. I do learn my lesson compared to the previous war. I tried to get greedy with the medium heavy combo after the stun, because sometimes reduced member, you don't have a chance to execute that full combo. So keep it more simple this time with the parry at least. Especially with those armor charges up past 4, so don't want to risk being auto block. Just keep it simple there. Heavy. This is just textbook fighting against Iron Man Infinity War in general, really. I know a lot of people struggle against him, especially that last 15%. We got a little cheeky triple heavy attack there. Got some Nova Flame charges on me now, so you're gonna start seeing some melt. In hindsight, I probably should have saved that. I had Nova Flames already on, using the level 3 to get the Nova Flames. I already had it, but nonetheless, it's all good. Quite similar. Under control at this point. Alright. Got the power flood there with the flow. Perfect block. That. Now he's below 15%. Take a little SP one in the face there. That was a little slight mistake. Had I not taken that, I could have just let the incinerate kill him. But mistakes were made. Like I said, that'll be the title of my video. Mistakes were made. Actually, I don't get away with it in one fight. Spoiler alert. But here we go. We have a Masochism fight against Green Goblin. Now, there's going to be a lot of cheesiness in this fight. I'm just going to
parry multiple times, and he does have suicides as well. So I noticed that at the beginning of the fight. So I just keep parrying until the infection kicks in, so that way I can just parry heavy, just let his health regenerate. So this fight pretty straightforward, just keeping it simple. You really don't have to do anything crazy with Warlock. He pretty much owns Masochist and the buffet path in War. I couldn't bring him last War because, as you can see, I needed all three of those champs I had for those fights in that last War. So most of the time I am bringing Warlock in the War. Those were the few times you didn't see me bring him. As you can see, great utility. Power drain, parry, then you use the SB3 to heal yourself back up. So, and then at the very end it gets very funny. I take advantage of this degenerating health and just keep doing backdraft intercept with his light attack. That way, in case the opponent doesn't play ball with you by keep charging, you can recover quickly. But he played into my backdraft perfectly towards the end of that fight, so it was kind of hilarious. And I shared it with my alliance videos, this individual fight. Now the next fight there, kind of struggled quite a bit. It's really inexplicable. I'm used to fighting against Stealth Suit Spidey. Hindsight, I probably should have tried another tactic that I've indicated on other videos, especially like fighting against Annihilus with when they dash in with your medium that you can counter it with a light attack. You can actually do that with Stealth Suit Spidey as well, kind of similar to Domino. He dashes in with that double attack. You can actually quick dash and counter with a light attack. But I did not do that at all this fight, so I wasn't thinking. And also decided to abandon the heavy, very heavy for some reason. But again, mistakes were made. And it is a little bit annoying fight, but like I said, I could have kept it simple by just parry heavy. So I do an SP3 to heal some of that health back. And that's what I ended up needing it before this fight was all said and done. Like I said, there were some mistakes that were made in this particular fight. And I tried to do the backdrop, but there you go. Like I said, if he would have countered me, I would have been prepared to like block. So there he cooperated that time with the backdraft. Another thing about Warlock, when you parry like non-contact attacks, it actually brings the opponent's health as well. So you saw that a few times. And like I said, he evaded and I got wrecked there. So I did not heal on that SP3. I was converted with death there, but we got past that fight. Survive in advance, just like the NCAA tournament. Alright, so we had that fight taken down. So the next fight I have Human Torch here against Symbiote Supreme, who's a flow defender. I figured this would be a good fight to use this Nova Flame on because they really didn't have to worry about using it for the other remaining opponents. Just wanted to melt this guy down. I wasn't really sure because Symbiote Supreme was a tricky fight. Usually I like to Quake this node, but since Symbiote Supreme gains passive power, I didn't want to risk any of that. So I just wanted to get rid of this fight as quick as possible, so I actually boosted. But in hindsight, I probably should not have boosted because this fight was over really quickly. But at least I know that moving forward. Save my boost for the mini bosses. But nonetheless, here's this fight here. We do the little medium combo to maximize the Nova Flames. He's gaining his power, perfect block, this low power flood. That's the one thing I at least like about the flow nerf, so to speak, is that they did get rid of make it easy to get rid of flow charges. Because usually on these type of nodes, you're not able to get rid of the flow charges at all. So you just have to bait specials or just have a champ that either has good power control or doesn't crit. So it kind of restricted the uses. But that fight was pretty quick. Now, I remember using Quake on this fight before and I got by with it. So I decided to use her again. As you can see, I'm still boosted. But this fight is kind of tricky
because Clairvoyant, whenever she receives a buff that she's immune to, she does gain power. So this node is a stun immune node. So when the aftershock charges wears off, the opponent can gain power. Now the only thing, the caveat to that is if the concussion is active, then the power won't be gained. So for the most part, this fight, I got uh, quite lucky with the aftershock charges. Now I do mess up there. That was just a straight mess up. So now her power is even, there's less margin of error for the power gain. So I really need these concussions to line up whenever the aftershock charges wears off. So, and like I said, now she's gaining even more power. Now at this point, I'm thinking, well, I'm gonna have to beta special or two, because I doubt. And then that didn't help that I did a random parry, so that gained her more power. Now she's at a bar of power. So now I'm just trying to do manual evades, and I just go in, beta combo. I'm just trying my best to just get back to the Quake cycle. Right? I beta special, now we're just back to quaking. I think now I have the margin of error with the power gain to finish off this fight, but it was kind of shaky there in the middle with the power gain. So she is very tricky on this node, and that makes her even more annoying on the completely buff immune node. So Quake would not work because the power would just be excessively gained, because you can't even apply the concussions on that particular node 55, right before the boss. But yeah. So here we go, last 15%. We're in Assassin's range, so hopefully that'll minimize the ability accuracy even more. And 1 more percent, there we go. All right, so we're in the bend. Okay. So again, like I said, so far so good. We still haven't died yet so far in these live streams, but this next fight, I don't know, I want to save Quake's energy for that next fight, so I didn't want to use any potions, so I decided to go with Human Torch, because against T99 is actually a decent matchup. When you have his temperature above 10, his attack doesn't miss, so you don't have to worry about that invisibility. But the thing about Guillotine 99 with her cloak is that if you knock her down, it actually goes into cooldown. So it's really, you don't have to worry about that invisibility too much on stun immune on nodes that you can actually stun her on. So you can just stun and knock her down, and you don't have to worry about her randomly turning invisible on you. And with Human Torch, another thing that I was able to do is I can parry the SP1, because it gives me a smolder charge. So I did that quite a bit, and like I said, this fight goes pretty smoothly early on. Like I got the whole pattern going, and it's just, everything is going pretty smooth, pretty straightforward. And again, this fight could have been Quake, but I just wanted to save her for Dr. Doom in case I mess up. But again, I probably should have just used it. But as you can see, the strategy with Human Torch is working to a T. Now I got maximum temperature, and she has a power flood. But again, even parrying her projectiles stop the power flood. So that's a pro tip there in case you're wondering. You can stop flow parrying projectiles. But I got 5 smolders on me now. And so the mistake I make here is that I forgot this was a strike back node, and that's really what gets me in trouble here. So you'll see it coming, and as you can see there, I missed. So that's the part that messed me up. So, and then she was gaining power passively, and now I actually survived this SP3. But there was another thing that took place when this SP3 happened, is that my health was at 18% or less. So what ends up happening is that the opponent had to have a pretty high Assassin's Mastery, because my parry failed when I tried to parry, and I let go of the block too soon and got wrecked. So that was very unfortunate, but I ended up using Quake to finish off the rest of the fight. And when I used Quake and saw how quick this fight ended up being, I was kicking myself in the head saying, why didn't you just use Quake from the beginning? But again, Human Torch was working. I just forgot about the node with the strike back, push it to an SP3, and that's when the problem started with the assassins when I tried to parry at the very end. But last fight of the war, we have Dr. Doom on full immunity node. Again, some people put Claire here, but you do see Dr. Doom on this node quite a bit too, Mojo. But Quake, pretty straightforward, just Quake and bake, just in the corner. I mean, the previous war you saw me face a Dr. Doom on node 49 where I just faced Clairvoyant, and that was a flawless fight. Now this one I do take a couple of block damage, so it wasn't a perfect fight, but still standard quaking. So again, like I said, this wasn't my best war, but as you can see, some mistakes were made, but he managed to survive it, and I have to use many resources. So we got him down to 34%. All right. Alright. One more aftershock should do the trick here. So there's the block hit there. And there we go. Alright guys, so that was the last war. We had a Warlock boss. We had someone Medusa take that down. So he's a robot. Easy thing to do is to get Medusa SP, do a power boost, do a double medium SP1. He shut down and just aggressively backdraft. But as you can see, we won the war, and it was because of diversity of all things. But hope you guys enjoy, like, subscribe, have a great day.